Hey everyone, my name is Anna Johnson, and for my final presentation, I'll be telling you a little bit about the role of forensic technicians in the criminal justice system. To become a forensic technician, you're required to complete a bachelor degree in criminal justice with a focus on forensics. Forensic technicians are responsible for many things, mainly including reconstructing crime scenes, DNA typing, lifting fingerprints and testing fiber samples, skeleton reconstruction, collecting and examining evidence at crime scenes, logging their lab findings, and they frequently have to testify in court for criminal cases. While it already takes a bachelor's degree to become a forensic scientist, they may choose to become an expert in a specialized field with further education. The first field is ballistics. A forensic ballistics expert examines evidence relating to firearms at a crime scene. This includes projectiles and explosive devices. Ballistic experts match bullets, fragments, and other evidence to the weapons of alleged suspects. Next is a blood spatter analyst. They help examine and interpret blood stains at the scene of a crime in order to recreate the actions that caused the bloodshed. Fingerprint analysts recover fingerprints from evidence or a crime scene using different techniques. Forgery experts, otherwise known as handwriting analysts, compare handwriting from multiple documents to determine within a reasonable degree of certainty whether the same person or different person was the writer. And last, there's a forensic toxicology expert. They aid investigations where death resulted from poisoning or drug use. Now you know a little more about these specialized fields. This image reflects the annual mean wage forensic scientists earn throughout the country. The national average earnings for this career is around $60,000. The demand for forensic technicians is only getting stronger, and the field is expected to grow 27% by 2024. On the following slide, push play to start the short clip I attached. I felt this video from Investigation Discovery was an amazing example of DNA typing and how forensics helps solve a murder case. It really gives insight on how forensic evidence can crack a case wide open and proves that forensic science has and will keep evolving. Enjoy the video.
For more than a decade, a cornerstone of forensic science has been DNA analysis, using a body's genetic material to identify a person. DNA evidence is key to the investigation into the disappearance of Joy Risker. After she goes missing from her home, detectives find suspicious traces of blood in her bedroom and bathroom. Criminalist Brian Burritt needs to prove the blood found at the suspected crime scene is in fact hers.
We knew from our side of the investigation that being able to test the blood, being able to compare it to figure out whose blood it is, was our primary role.
Because Joy is missing, Burritt has no reference sample to compare with the blood found in the bathroom.
Identifying that blood as being from her is more difficult if we don't have her body.
But DNA from Joy's family might provide some answers. Burritt takes samples from Joy's husband, Sean Goff, and from their 2 children.
We wanted to know, is this blood from her or is it from the kids, or what are we working with here?
First, a DNA profile is created from the unidentified blood found in Joy's home. Then Burritt uses a profile comparison called a parentage test to determine whether or not the blood found at the scene belongs to the mother of the children.
We compare that DNA profile to the DNA profiles of the children. We did testing on 15 markers. There must be something in common between a parent and a child at every particular marker that we test.
They also must factor in the genetic code from the father's DNA profile.
So our lab is able to take that DNA and say, okay, this portion of the DNA belongs to Sean Goff. This portion of the DNA belongs to the mother, and this portion of the DNA belongs to the child. So they were able to isolate the biological mother's DNA out of that sample.
Burritt then utilizes statistical DNA analysis to estimate the probability that the blood in the house came from Joy.
Anytime we do a comparison between evidence samples and reference samples, we do a statistical calculation. How strong is the match?
The results? A mathematical probability of 160,000 to 1 that the blood found at the house belonged to Joy.
In this case, we determined that the blood was very likely to be from Joy Risker. But the comparison isn't complete until we have a reference sample from Joy Risker.
Now with Joy's probable DNA, Burritt uploads her genetic profile into the National DNA Database.
The database is constantly searching for matches, and sometimes it takes a little bit of time.
5 months later, a match to an unidentified body found in an Arizona desert.
This case with Joy Risker was a perfect example of the DNA database working as it should.
With the recovery of Joy's body and strong circumstantial evidence, Sean Goff is charged with killing Joy Risker. A San Diego jury convicts him of first-degree murder. As forensic science continues to evolve, killers face the stark reality that their own children could hold the key to their capture.
I hope this has been not only educational, but an entertaining presentation. It was fun sharing about my occupational interest, and putting this slideshow together has me that much more excited to complete my bachelor's degree and become a forensic technician. Good luck in all your future endeavors as well. Bye for now.